Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Reef. Sorry it's been a couple days, but I've just been busy with home life. I got some new coral in from Aquariums Wholesale. There's two torches. He came off of his fried plug, so he went right to where his home will be. Another torch there, two sets of A-cams, and some Sunny D's. Our calcium's holding steady. Our alkalinity is like very slowly like dropping off. It was like 0.1 over, I don't know, a couple days now. So I'll probably increase the dosing of alkalinity just a hair. We did have a big fight between Todd and Tigger yesterday, like a large fight. I think they were getting in a little quarrel about food, so I've increased the food, the feeding for the tank, to kind of stem that aggression. Scar broke the fight up. He had had enough of them fighting, and he broke it up. Today, though, hi everyone. Today I want to get this drain line done, and then tomorrow I plan on scraping all of this gunk off here. Because it looks horrible and I don't like it. So tomorrow will be the day. Let me just get you set up. So I'll just kind of fast speed through this. So I'll be back when I'm done. So we start off, I just gotta get the light to turn on. It's been really touchy. I have to start with just draining out the water that's already collected in the line. And you can see my dismay as I did not think of where I was going to put this water. So my goal was to have somewhere that the water would collect, the water that actually does like condense and collect somewhere, because it like sits in the low spot. So I wanted the new low spot to be where this T was going to be. And then I wanted some way to drain it, obviously, and it has to be a closed system, because we don't want to suck in. We want it to be essentially as close to a complete closed loop as we can get it, in theory. So I was just kind of playing around with where everything was going to sit. That sit in there nice, and then just the length of hose that I wanted to collect the water. All of this I got on bulk Reef supply, I think, and some of it I had left over. Like the tubing was leftover tubing. The media reactor I bought because I needed a short one. I couldn't fit a large one, a normal sized one in there. Otherwise, I have large ones. Like I have normal size. I think they're 8-inch canisters or 10-inch canisters. Which would have been great because I would have already had it, but it won't fit. I think this was $100, maybe $60. No, it was definitely like $60. I think for the whole project of putting this Dessicant in, I think I'm at like 85, maybe close to 100 because of the Dessicant. So I had kind of put into my head how I wanted to do this, which is important to like kind of have an idea of how you're going to do something before you go and start doing silly things. And to get ideas for that, as you can see, like it's collecting a ton of water, which is not good. It's not good at all. The material is not meant to get wet. It does need like some humidity in it to work more efficiently, but you don't want the material to get wet. because then it could, in theory, it could leach out and go into your tank as basically just kalkwasser. So here, the problem is those are meant for hard tubing, and all I had was soft tubing. Bulk Reef Supply didn't have any of the connectors that would adapt for the soft tubing that would plug directly into those lure lock adapters. So when you can't find what you need, you buy what you can find and you machine it to fit. So I have a Dremel. I use the Dremel to either cut frag plugs off or do like silly things around the house, little projects and whatnot. And I also use it to machine parts that I need. So basically all I have to do is, it's a barbed end on both sides. I need one end to not have the barbing, because I need it to just be a straight flat plug into this lure lock adapter. So all I do is I just crank it up to high speed, and I literally just sand off the barbing. I've already done it once before, so I know it does work. And it's just, hit or miss of how much you need to take off. You always take off less because you can always take off more. You can't put more back on, if that makes sense. And then finally, it's just putting everything back together in the way that I want it to fit and sit up there. So I had to figure out where it was going to go. I only attached it with one screw because I don't really want it to be super taut. The thing I screwed up with this is not having tubing that would fit, because the soft tubing, when I made it this length, it literally just kinked, and it would not, it would restrict the airflow, which is the last thing you want to do. So I had to take it apart, cut that piece of silicone tubing, which wasted a small bit of it, yeah, and cut a much larger piece, much larger than I really want there, but it's what has to be done for it to work, so it is what it is. It will work, I guess. Tomorrow I'll look at it and see how much of the dessicant has actually been used, and if we've actually collected any water in our little drip tube there. Just because I'm larger and the stand kind of sits low and all of this stuff is like up and inside of the stand, I find it just easier to lay on my back and work above me rather than trying to like slouch over and reach up or climb into the actual stand. So I had to put a really long segment of hose so that it wouldn't kink, which was a pain. I really didn't want it to be that long. Maybe I can shorten it up later if I can get like maybe hard tubing or something. So we'll see. And then last I had to put the desiccant into the canister. So this is just a 5-inch canister. I didn't fill it all the way up. I filled it all the way up, and then I couldn't compress it or put the lid on. And I felt like that was going to restrict airflow too much if I packed it tight. So I took out some and left a little bit of breathing room, and then all that's left is just screwing it onto its port and seeing how it works. So leave a comment what you think, how it's going to work, and we'll see you tomorrow.